Welcome to this online service. I'm Elder Ingrid Turner. It is a privilege to connect with Templars around the country, particularly those who may not be able to attend a Templar service physically. I'm delivering this presentation on the land of the Bidjigal people, a clan of the Darug Nation, who are the traditional custodians of Baulkham Hills in Sydney and surrounding districts. I give my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to all those of the lands on which this presentation is heard. It is with a sense of sadness that I am here giving this sermon today, as I do so in place of our deeply loved and valued elder, Renata Baleharts, who is unwell. We send her our love, prayers and light and wish her all the best with her travel with her illness. In this service, I will be reflecting on ideas around December and the busy times we face leading up to Christmas on the end of the year. Peace, which is a theme of the second Sunday of Advent, on which this talk will be given. And finally, how we can stay true to the Christmas message captured in our set text for today, which is Isiah 58, 1-12. Which calls us to authentic action, to treat and assist each others with compassion, to build a better world. Or as we Templars have it, as God's kingdom, of building God's kingdom on earth. My hope is that you can gather some insights and some pearls of wisdom along the way. Love this time of year, do you? Some people love it, some people hate it. December, it is a time of summer and wonder, a time of buying gifts and planning events, a time of anticipation, and a time when the year starts to wind down. My inner child starts to appear as we head towards Christmas and Australia's end of year. Like me, do you get a little jumps of joy as you see the first glittering Christmas decorations and Christmas lights starting to pop up? Another loop around the sun, and we're back here again, blending the rich, warm weather with carols about sleighs and snowmen and other traditions from up north. As many of us follow the Aussie tradition of putting up the Christmas tree now at the start of the December, unlike the German tradition of doing it on Christmas Eve, let us sing a hymn carol with our best zoomy voices.
Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, alles schläft, einsam wacht, nur das traute, hochheilige Paar, holder Knabe im lockigen Haar, schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe, schlaf in himmlischer Ruhe. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, Hirten es kund gemacht, durch der Engel Halleluja, tönt es laut von fern und nah. Christ der Retter ist da, Christ der Retter ist da. Stille Nacht, heilige Nacht, Gottes Sohn, oh wie lacht, lieb aus deinem göttlichen Mund, down schlägt die rettende Stund, Christ in deiner Geburt, Christ in deiner Geburt.
As I said before, Christmas in the Southern Hemisphere is generally hot, busy, and full of contradictions. On top of this, we end our school year, business year, and our calendar year all together. So our Christmas time is a big time. This is totally different to the quiet, cold mid-year breather that Christmas in Europe experiences. For us, Christmas is fun, hot, exuberant, but a challenging time for many people. It is a time of contrasts and a time of extremes. It is a time of emotional and physical extremes, a change, yet also a time of change, yet also a time of tradition. December is a time of endings and a time for new beginnings, as many people leave jobs and move to new places. December is a time of heightened partying and also a time of solitude as one plans and prepares. December is a time that physically stretches us as we clean out the old year, often, though, with very tired bodies ready for a holiday. December is a time to reflect and think of new directions and shapes that we wish the new year to take. It is a time to be uplifted by our children of Santa, tinsel, baubles, and carols, but a time where some are sick, uncertain, lost, and those no longer with us are dearly missed. It all swirls around us in in muddled weather, crowds, blown budgets, and fully exhausted diaries. But each year we look forward to it and relish the joy we create as we create love and connection with family and friends. For our elderly, it can be a time of reflection and a time for seeking to connect with loved ones. How can we seek peace at this time amongst all this business? Let's talk about that after the next carol or hymn. Let us sing Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. La 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
Today is the second Advent, Sunday of Advent. The Bethlehem candle is the second candle lit in an Advent wreath, symbolizing faith, the faith journey of Mary and Joseph to Bethlehem. The second week centers on the theme of peace. Peace at this time of year? When were we only when we are only at the start of the Christmas festive season, the pace is often so frantic. Sure, it is often happy and joyous. However, the road ahead seems long and tiring and maybe even impossible at times. Maybe we can consider the trials of Mary and Joseph had to face during their journey and think about how they steadily took each step in faith and peace. So I've come up with some ideas of a peaceful Christmas that inspired by this second candle of Advent. It's really important to try and remain balanced, to be able to sustain ourselves and even enjoy the pre-Christmas journey. I think it is important for us to focus on balancing the high energy times with the silent, quiet times, keeping a sense of peace amongst the busyness. It's important for our well-being. We can do this by taking peaceful short breaks to go for a walk, breathe, observe nature. I think by doing this, we reinvigorate ourselves and to healthy and return healthy and having felt a feeling of being nurtured. At times, we face difficult conversations with relatives, at gatherings with people, particularly those with conflicting views. Again, focusing on what we have in common, on peace, and approaching tricky emotional interactions with empathy and keeping them at an arm's length is always important. Many times, one person in the family does more than the lion's share of the preparations. But with time, things may have to change to maintain their peace of mind. A good friend always provided a massive multi-course feast for her wider family. She did so lovingly in memory of her cultural background. But with new circumstances, this seemed impossible. Realising this early in December allowed her to come up with a few creative ways of keeping some of the traditions alive whilst outsourcing and delegating parts of the menu to lighten her load and to maintain a manageable level, but still allow her whole family to have an enjoyable, feastful time together. In a year where rage bait is the Macquarie Dictionary's word of the year, is peace outdated? Can we manage to avoid replying to rage bait in our feeds and see through orchestrated dramas that entice us to click away and answer? Maybe it's a good time to stay away from social media for a bit, except, of course, the cute puppy and cat videos. Maybe staying off social media's chats could be a way to navigate Christmas in a much calmer and peaceful manner. To summarise some of the ideas to help one survive Christmas in a peaceful manner, I've come up with a PowerPoint. It's called Peace at Christmas Time. Firstly, just remembering to take mindful and stress-reducing times out and using techniques. Practice deep breathing. Focus on slow, deep breaths to calm your nervous system. Inhaling 4 seconds, holding for 7 and exhaling for 8. Take mindful moments. Make short pauses in your day and take time to deep breathe and reset. Focus on sensory experiences. Ground yourself by paying attention to the present, like the taste of food, the feel of a cozy blanket, or the sound of music. Use soothing activities. Engage in hobbies you enjoy, calming music, a bath, a gentle stretch, particularly when you feel totally overwhelmed. The next bit is about managing expectations and plans. Say no to overcommitment. Be realistic about what you can handle. It's okay to say no. Simplify your celebrations. Focus on a few traditions that matter to you most, and don't feel pressured to have to do everything. Delegate tasks. Share the load with others. and delegate tasks like gift buying and so forth. You might actually find that some people enjoy doing these new tasks for you. Have realistic expectation, accept that family gatherings may not be perfect, and encourage people to leave past conflicts behind. And finally, create a positive environment. Make sure in December you find quiet time, as we've already suggested many times. I've already suggested a few times beforehand, even just 30 minutes. Go outside and get fresh air. Play fun and relaxing activities. Watch an old romantic movie. Play board games. Go for a walk. Limit triggers. Avoid discussions on sensitive topics when you're interacting with people. And focus on presence over presence. Be fully engaged when you're with your loved ones, putting distractions aside and simply enjoy being in the moment with people. Well, that's the end of sort of my suggestions. And I've got here a bit of a fun example of what could be a mindfulness puzzle just to distract you. Here are 6 Advent words that are scrambled. I wonder if you can work out what they are. I'll give you a little bit of time to have a look through them. Some of them may be leaping off the page at you or the screen at you, and others you may be struggling with. That is fine. I'm hoping that you're having a lovely Sunday or whenever you receive this presentation. I hope life is going well and Christmas preparations are all going on track. If not, I hope you're just happy being where you are. I'll give you a few more seconds. See if you can sort out any more of these words, and then we'll just go to the answers. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can always pause this video if you want more time, by the way. So here we go. I'll go to the answers. Let's see how many you got in that time. Here are the answers: candles, peace, hope, joy, love, and the Advent wreath. I hope you got a few of them. I hope you had a bit of fun and a bit of a break from the stresses. So I've discussed December. I've looked at how peace, the theme for the second Advent Sunday, can apply to us at Christmas time. And now I go into a little bit of depth as I look at the set text for this Sunday. So our verse for today's sermon is Isaiah 58, 1 to 12. It's a really long passage, so I won't read it. It begins with a blunt reminder. It is possible to be busy, doing all the right rituals, and still miss the point of what a just and compassionate community looks like. In Isaiah's time, people were diligent with their fasting and prayers and ceremonies, yet they still continued with exploitation and inequality continued all around them. The prophet confronts this gap between belief and practice, between public goodness and private disregard. How is this passage relevant to our Christmas today? The idea of fasting at this time of year, of heavy feasting, seems a little bit out of whack. However, the general sentiment does seem to fit. To truly embrace truly embracing the full nature of any spiritual tradition requires dedication, self-reflection, and actions. Our Christmas season can become focused on commercialism and on empty tradition rather than sincere devotion of true compassion and giving to others in need. Isaiah 58 challenges this by asking us to focus on actions that will align with God's will for equity and goodness for all. A principle reflected in the true meaning of Christmas: love, hope, and peace, with compassion and duty all thrown in. At Christmas, this passage encourages us to think more deeply about the message of a child born in a manger, to find more meaningful ways to celebrating beyond mere tradition, urging us to embody love and justice that that Christ came to bring. Maybe there are things we can do at Christmas time that more authentically reflect the Christmas message of love, charity, and joy. Here are some ideas. Maybe we can, and whilst these are my ideas, and many of you already do this, small things like gifting donations to charities, recycling and upcycling old things as gifts. Many charities require volunteers um, or funds at this time of year. Every year, the Wayside Chapel, for instance, allows you to buy a plate of food that a homeless person will be served at Christmas, and it will have your name and a greeting on it that you write. Maybe we can find ways of helping locally, like donating time to support food banks and help those who experience cost of living pressures. Asking an elderly neighbour without family to join you at your Christmas table, or helping a mum construct a trampoline. Internationally, there are many funds that need support, particularly at this time. You can finance a goat for a needy person in a village and give that as a gift. Or you can donate to many of the charities dealing with food pressures and horrible situations overseas, like UNHCR. By even doing one or two of these things, you are really helping our society be a better place for everybody. Sorry, I think in the background you'll hear my dog. I don't know why she's barking, but she's very happy, I believe. The Templar front, I was really energised by some of the new ideas at the AGM that were put forward by Nicole Seymour. She gave us some of her ideas as part of her developing vision for our community, a vision designed to lead us to a more sustainable future. They are new ideas, fresh ideas. We can be a part of a future. Can we be a part of a future-making process? We Templars are not so good at change at times, but I really reckon we should think about and support some of the vision she has, or the vision she has. She suggested a range of ideas that we Templars could start to think about to support our young people with housing, career mentoring, and advancing life skills like investing. And whilst these are not necessarily Christmas things, we can start to think about how we can contribute to this in the future. If at Christmas time we can live more authentically in our personal lives as a community of faith, spiritually inspired people who balance the spiritual with the ethical, to put values into action in modern Australia, to me, we're on the right path. The way we Templars treat each other is often amazingly kind and compassionate, though at times it is not always the best. We can always reflect on how to treat each other with more compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. When Templars work as a team that listens to each other, letting go of ego and fixed ideas of how things should be done, it is amazing what we can come up with. Whilst our little community may seem to have little impact on national issues like reconciliation, environmental preservation, and global issues like wars, famine, and climate change, we can still do our little bit, as every little bit we do helps. And that starts with the many little steps we already take, like contributing to Champion, going to lunch catch-ups, attending services, participating in the ARC, the Australian Religious Response to Climate Change, All these little steps make our little community punch way above its weight. Look, I'll start to end off here. I hope you've gained something amongst my muddled presentation. I hope that you found some pearls of wisdom. As we Templars listen, as Templars, listening to your conscience at this time of year, finding peace through the rush of Christmas, may you find your own authentic, joyous path to celebrating Christmas this year. May you travel peacefully and joyously through this sparkling time with family and friends. May you have your own beautiful, meaningful Christmas time filled with love, laughter, and peace. May you feel loved and valued, and may you feel loved and valued as the precious vessel you are. May God bless you. One final thought, and it's actually on the PowerPoint. Thought, people that walk the earth have a heart inside. Put aside differences and join hands. When prayers and dreams are answered, only then will we all realise that world peace and harmony makes us one. And that was apparently by a child in America called Brandy Smith, who was in grade 5 in California. So now I will end with a prayer. I just think after many words, we will simply say the Lord's Prayer together, and I will end there wishing you all the best. Let us say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us when in temptation and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours forever. Amen. I send you my greetings. I wish you a most wonderful preparation to Christmas. May you have fun and find all the wonders in a child's smile somewhere along the way. All the best, Ingrid Turner.